Welcome back to the Westmoreland Sports Network for our Recruiting Thursday feature, brought to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Jack Ridenour here with you, and we are joined today by Hempfield area baseball player and Penn State baseball commit, Dylan Firmstone. Dylan, first off, congratulations on the commitment. How does it feel having this decision made and settled out of the way before the season starts?
It feels good having that stress-free and be able to go out and play ball like you used to. Um, it's nice to get it over with.
Now, did you want to have this done before the season, or is that just kind of how the chips fell for you?
Going into it, coming up with August, everything kind of just fell into place and really found at home for PSU. So,
Well, obviously, a decision that probably you took a lot of time with. But what ultimately drew you to Penn State? Obviously, with the program and whatnot. But what about the school and just everything about Penn State that drew you there?
Coach Gambino, the head coach, really said buy into the vision up there, and I really like what he's thinking about doing with the program, and really trust him, and he's going to make a turnaround with the program.
Now, were you recruited to pitch or were you recruited to be a position player?
Yeah, I was recruited as a pitcher.
So my next question to you is, do you want to still hit though potentially in college, especially with this day and age with guys like Shohei Ohtani who are making it seem pretty easy to do both?
I love to hit, but I'm gonna do what they have me doing and see where the cookie crumbles, I guess.
Well, you're a smart man, my friend, to always listen to your coaches for sure. But I want to get into your career a little bit. When did you first start playing baseball?
Oh, it was my parents had me started back in Little League and just fell in love with the game. Always was playing, having a good time with the guys, and just really went on from there.
Well, at what point were you kind of starting to think, hey, this could be something that I could do in college and push it past high school?
Uh, Really, eighth grade and freshman year, uh, coaches had been seeing me and saying that I could really be something, and they saw something in me. So that was kind of my switch to make a jump to the next level and really start to get at after it.
Well, I know that for baseball, the recruiting process is interesting because you have obviously travel baseball, but then there's also so many showcases as well. How much did those two things kind of factor into you getting that exposure?
Yeah, so my travel team, Flood City Elite, they do a really good job with me in the summer, and I got invited to a showcase this summer down in Georgia for PBR, Pennsylvania, and to represent the Pennsylvania team down there to pitch, and that's where it all happened. There was a lot of scouts there, and really got some good exposure, and that's where Penn State saw me.
What was that like for you going down south a little bit and, getting outside of Pennsylvania and just seeing a different style of baseball, but also getting exposure to other, national level players?
Oh, it was great seeing talent down there. The talent down there was insane. Playing guys that really you can match with. It's great. It's great to play against other really good guys. And obviously the heat down there is a lot different than up here. So it's nice to get down there in the weather.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up because obviously Penn State, colder weather, obviously. So, first, I don't know, 20 games or so, it's going to be chilly for you. Was that at all ever a factor in your decision, especially with you pitching? Were you kind of wondering, maybe I play in a warm climate potentially?
Well, I've learned to handle it here and do my way. And I know that uh, they're going to know what to do up there. And we have indoor facilities that they're making soon. So when I get there, I'm going to have the right tools to make myself successful.
Well, and I'm also sure that you guys will probably go down south a little bit in the
Yeah.
later stages of February, March, get out of this Pennsylvania cold, not really spring season, if you will. But I want to get into a little bit of last year. Obviously, your season did not finish out the way that you wanted, but you guys came out scorching hot to start the year. What was working for you guys at the beginning of the season last year that, it just seemed like you guys could not do anything wrong?
Oh, our team is we have a really good team. The team chemistry we have is really tight, and the guys just bond. And we really just got the job done. We came in as the underdogs. Nobody really thought we could do it, and we really turned it around and started off strong.
And I know last year the big kind of new thing, if you will, was the 3 game series, especially in 6A. How was that received by you and your teammates? And was that at all kind of a weird thing for you guys to adjust to?
Well, it was a little bit different because it really allows you to go deep in the pitching rotations. But I really do think we had a good pitching rotation last year going, and we had some solid guys on the mound. So we were doing good, and the rotation we had was working. So got it done.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it was Monday, Tuesday you would play, Wednesday you're off, and then Thursday you play again. So what would be that Wednesday day? What would that look like for you guys normally?
For the pitchers mostly, if you had pitched days before, it would be a recovery day. If not, you really just game plan for um, that same team, which you already played 2 games against them. So it's pretty easy, and you just keep stacking on and really just get a good practice day there in and try to take the third game from them.
I'm sure that this is probably going to be a nice little kind of preparation for you, if you will, going to college, because I know that you'll have, 3 game series over the weekend and whatnot. How much do you think that this kind of wrinkle in the WPIAL will benefit you when you go to college and you're used to playing a 3 game series?
I think it's good because you really adapt to it, and I'll be able to see uh, what things I need to change to fit that schedule, that game schedule. So, and really be important with my recovery days to see if they need me in a 3-day span. So we'll see how it goes this year.
Yeah, the recovery is always so important, especially for pitchers, and you don't want to have that wear and tear happen to your arm, especially early on. But I want to get into this upcoming year. Obviously, I'm sure you and your teammates really want to try and bounce back from last season. What are you hoping that you and your group are able to try and build off of from last year to this year?
We still have a lot of our guys coming back from last year, so we've had an amazing off season. Our guys are working really hard in the weight room. Everybody is team bonding. So I think we're going to come out really good. But we can't come out too high of ourselves, and we just got to play at our level like I know we can play, and I think we're going to be just fine.
Well, Dylan, it's going to be a very exciting spring season for you and the Spartans. Before we let you run, just want to hear from you. I know that you still have this year, but then, sure enough, you'll be off to college eventually. So when you head off to college, what are you most excited for when you go to Penn State? It doesn't have to be baseball, it can be anything, but what are you just most excited for when you go to college?
Just the environment. Penn State is a really nice environment up there, and my brother's actually going to college up there too. So get to see him, and I've always liked Penn State. It's always been in mind. Obviously, it's close to us, so it's always just been in my mind, and really like it up there.
I'm sure you're probably very excited for some Saturday game days as well.
Yeah, loving up there. Yep.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for stopping by again. Congratulations on your recent commitment and good luck this season.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's Penn State baseball commit Dylan Firmstone. As always, thank you so much for joining us this week on Recruiting Thursday, brought to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Make sure that you check out our other Recruiting Thursday features that are available on our YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jack Ridenour signing off, never saying a goodbye, just to see you later, right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.